Hi guys. Hi. Hey guys, welcome to Banjarsari. I'm in Banjarsari today. Banjarsari is a small town over in West Java. This place used to be called, I'm told it used to be called Kota Nyari, which I'm told means like comfortable town or beautiful town or something like that. Oh, check this out. There's like vanilla beans. Hi, cool.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Vanilla?
Vanilla.
Vanilla?
Ini vanilla.
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 Ah, cool, huh? Ya,
Good.
keren.
Yes.
Dan ini?
Ini pala.
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 Iya.
Kapala. Cool.
Kapol.
Kakwa?
Kapol.
Kapua.
Coba sama Mister. Ayo.
Oh, strong. Ya, kuat, huh?
Strong, strong.
Wow, cool.
Ini jambe.
Jambe?
Ya.
Jambe?
Ini jambe.
What is that, like a walnut?
Kalau di Indonesia ini jambe.
Jambe.
Ya.
Cool.
Jebuk.
Cool.
Yes.
Thank you, huh? Terima kasih.
Ayo.
All right, see you. Thank you. See you guys. See you. Bye. Yeah, today I want to tell you a little story about a guy named Dapati Ukur. This guy has a lot of names, but for consistency, so it's not confusing, we'll just call him Dapati Ukur throughout the whole story. Hi. Hi, how are you? Apa kabar?
Fine, fine.
Good. How are you? Kumaha damang? All right, damang. All right, see you guys. See you. Check this out. Hi, mister. Check that out. We got a big tiger. That's pretty cool, huh? When they're used to, from the days probably when there used to be tigers roaming these lands. So this story is set in the 1600s, 1600 AD roughly. Hi, Ibu. Hi. Look at this. Cool. Hi, mister. Apa kabar? Apa nama sungai ini? Hey, how are you? Good. Kumaha damang?
Alhamdulillah.
Good, damang. Apa nama kali itu?
Oh, kali ini
Ya,
Kawasen.
Kawasen. Oh, oke. Dan di mana ada kampung Kawasen?
Sini.
Di sini?
Iya.
Ini adalah
Ini.
Kawasen.
Sana itu kok Kawasen.
Hi, how are you? Ada ikan?
Ada ikan tuh. Banyak ikan.
Ikan mana? Lele? Mbong. Mbong.
Embung.
Saya tidak tahu.
Embung.
Mbong. Cool. Okay, see you, mister.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Makasih.
Senang bertemu. See ya. Ke kanan. Terus. Okay, cool. Awesome. Hatur nuhun.
Sami-sami.
All right, see you. Jalan. No, saya suka jalan.
Hayang. Oh, kamera.
Yeah. Movie star. Bintang. All right, see you guys. Thank you guys.
Good.
Bye. So this whole area in the 1600s was kind of influenced by the politics of Sultan Agung, the Dutch who were holed up in Jakarta, which was then known as Batavia, and the Sultan of Banten, who was all the way off on sort of the northwestern tip of Java Island. Now there's a lot of versions of this story, many, and they all come from sort of which side of the fence you're on in this whole story argument thing. I, as an outsider, as an American, I'm simply looking at the story, this history that happened here. I don't have any stake in the game. I'm simply fascinated, equally fascinated by Sultan Agung as I am by Dipati Ukur. Hi guys. Hi. So disclosure. I'm not picking sides to this argument. I'm simply wanting to tell the story of what happened. Hi. How are you? Apa kabar? All right. Business. Yeah, cool. Sewing. Jalan-jalan ke Kampung Kawasen. Di sana, no?
Iya, kampung Kawasen sana.
Di sana.
Iya.
Cool. Hey, thank you. Hatur nuhun. So who is this Dipati Ukur? So again, 1600s. He's about as royal as you can get in this area. His father was the first guy in his family line to not be a prince. And what I mean by that is that guy's father was a prince, or actually he was a king. But that son, in other words, Dipati Ukur's father, was not. And that's because at that time in the 1600s, there was all these politics going on about Sultan Agung wanting to make sure he had control of this area.
Ma, naik apa? Naik mobil?
No, jalan.
Masih jauh, ntar ambil jalan sini,
Okay.
lurus. Mungkin ada 5 kiloan lah.
5 kilo?
Ya,
Okay.
baru nyampe.
Okay, sedikit saya naik mobil.
Aha.
Tapi pertama saya pergi ke sana dan belok ke kiri.
Tuh mobil ya.
Ya?
Ambil lurus.
Oh, okay, cool.
Terus aja lurus.
Got
5
it.
kilo.
Awesome.
Ya.
Thank you very much.
Ya,
Ya, terima
sama-sama.
kasih.
Ya.
Hatur
Dari mana,
nuhun.
Mister? Dari mana?
Saya dari Amerika.
Oh, welcome to
Yeah.
Indonesia.
Oh, thank you. Terima kasih. Thank you. There was these large kingdoms in this area, and a large kingdom is a threat to somebody like Sultan Agung. So if he could influence these large kingdoms into splitting up into smaller kingdoms, it would benefit him, because in order to make an attack from a bunch of small kingdoms, those smaller kings have to all agree with each other and trust each other in order to launch attack. Sultan Agung was a brilliant strategist. Hi guys. Apa kabar?
Baik,
Kumaha damang?
damang,
Di sini berbicara bahasa Sunda, no?
Sunda,
Sunda, ya, cool.
Sunda Jawa.
Sunda dan Jawa.
Channelnya apa?
Letsjustwander. Ya, sulit. Saya bisa jika kalian mau.
Like,
Yes, cool. like, subscribe.
ambilin HP-nya.
Ya,
Pakai wifi.
Saya minta foto boleh?
ya,
Oh, boleh.
yeah. So yeah, pretty royal guy. In fact, that grandfather, the grandfather we were just talking about, he was a prince. In fact, he was a sheikh from Arabia. Sheikh being, similar to prince. So he's a sheikh, a prince from Arabia that comes here, meets the king, marries into the family, and now he becomes the king. So it's getting complicated, but the long story short is he was very royal. We'll leave it at that. He was noble. Hi. Hai, kumaha damang? Saya suka rumah kamu. Sangat indah. Hi lady.
I like you.
Thank you. Saya mau pergi ke ini adalah Kampung Kawasen? Bukan.
Masih jauh.
Masih jauh. Okay.
Iya.
Terus.
Ya lurus.
Awesome. Thank you. Sangat tampan, Mister. Yeah. Very handsome. Hi, lady. Okay. I'll see you. Thank you. Terima kasih. Hatur nuhun. Okay. Bye. Nice to meet you. Bye, little one. All right. So not only that, so we've established that Dipati Ukur is royal. He's pretty noble. But not only all that, but after he grows up and he decides to move out, he heads to this place called Ukur, where he meets let's call him a duke. The duke's maybe a good word. I mean, they were really sort of governors, but they had a lot more power than governors do today. Almost sort of royal, really, in the way they were able to govern. So Duke is probably a better word for what they were. So he goes to Ukur and he meets the Duke of Ukur. He and the Duke of Ukur get along really well. So well, in fact, that the Duke says, hey, you should marry my daughter. So he does. And now he's married into that family. Later, down the road, the Duke of Ukur would die, and Dipati Ukur becomes the new Duke. Now, all these dukes, all these duchies, led by all these dukes around this area between here and way further west, all these duchies were under the control of Sultan Agung. So at this time, Sultan Agung really wanted to take Banten, a sultanate in the northwest corner of Java Island. But the pesky Dutch were getting in his way. You see, the Dutch had just started to colonize the area. This is 1600. And he was worried that if he tried to take Banten, the Dutch might mess with his plans. All right, so Sultan Agung, he really wants to take Banten. So he says to Dipati Ukur, the new Duke of Ukur, he says, take a bunch of your troops, go up to Karawang. Remember Karawang? What a cool town with those, remember the broom guy? Remember the Jumbo Cristal lady? Or the guys making the awnings? Anyway, he says, take a bunch of your troops, get up to Karawang, and up there, you'll be met by a bunch of my troops, Mataram troops. And from there, I need you guys to get to Jakarta, to Batavia, and take out the Dutch so that I can take Banten. So, Dipati Ukur departs with all his troops, goes up to Karawang. He's hanging out in Karawang for a long time. Nobody shows up. You can imagine this guy probably wondering, like, what's going on? Where are these troops? Did I miss them? Did they already go there? Are they never going to come? Has the plans been canceled? He's probably sitting there wondering what's going on, sitting there in Karawang. Well, finally he decides, you know what, I'm just going to go. The Dutch don't seem like any threat. This should be an easy victory. I already got like 10,000 troops. I'm just going to head up to Batavia anyway and get rid of the Dutch by myself. So he heads up there, heads over to Jakarta. He gets to Jakarta and he sets up a nice little defensive, but he totally underestimated the Dutch. The Dutch surprise attack him and he loses a bunch of troops. So he withdraws a bit. They attack again. He loses even more troops. He's like, done with this. He takes off and he decides I'm not even going to help Sultan Agung anymore. I'm done. Hey, look. We're in Banjarsari. Forest on this side, farm on this side. Okay, yeah, where were we in the story? Dipati Ukur has left. He's done with Sultan Agung. He's taken off. He's going up into the mountains because he knows Sultan Agung is going to be pissed. And he is. Sultan Agung orders Dipati Ukur arrested. Hi. Hi, mister. Hi, kumaha mang? Good. See you. And look at this river too. Before I go on with the story, this area is so beautiful. Look at that, how beautiful, huh? So yeah, I've traveled quite a bit since I was last on the camera because I started to get a little lightheaded. It's so hot here and I've lost so much water, but I've drank about easily a gallon of water since I started walking from the alun-alun in Banjarsari. But I've lost so much water, I was starting to feel a little lightheaded, so I sat down. Then the guys that started talking to me when I sat down took me off to see their farm. And then I got in a car and ended up here, and we've got to backtrack a little bit because it's not actually the right place. Look at that. but we're close. Anyway, back to the story. So, yeah, Sultan Agung is obviously pissed. He wants Dipati Ukur arrested. And so he sends out, the Dutch were keeping track of how many troops Sultan Agung dispatched to catch Dipati Ukur for his rebellion. And the Dutch were estimating 100,000 troops were dispatched. 100,000 troops, but they couldn't take Dipati Ukur. He had holed himself up in his ancestral homeland up in the mountains, and with all his people around him, Sultan Agung just couldn't take him. So no matter how hard Sultan Agung tried, he couldn't take Dipati Ukur. Finally, he asked a guy from right here, from Kawasen, asked him, hey, we need you to go and try to settle this situation, get Dipati Ukur to surrender. So he goes to the mountain. He breaks through the defenses. There's talk of magic and other things to try to take Dipati Ukur. But this guy is able to do it. He's able to do something that 100,000 other people couldn't do. He captures Dipati Ukur alive and takes him back to stand trial in Mataram Kingdom in front of Sultan Agung. He was sentenced to death. And you can read about the sentencing. It's heinous. They were not treated very well at all, to say the least. But that was the end, basically, of Dipati Ukur. So you might be wondering, why am I telling you all this? None of this happened here in Kawasen or in Banjarsari. It all happened far from here. Well, the reason I'm telling you this is because the guy that went out to capture Dipati Ukur, the guy that was successful, Bagus Sutapura, he's from right here, right in this town. Ya, saya mau lihat makam Bagus Sutapura. Ya, Bagus Sutapura. Jika saya boleh.
Boleh.
Oh, awesome, cool, luar biasa. Dan hari ini saya membuat cerita tentang Dipati Ukur dan Bagus Sutapura datang dari di sini, no? Dia adalah Adipati Kawasen.
Kawasen.
Ya. Halo. Hai. Hai. Halo.
Adik saya.
Okay, cool. Halo, Mister. Hai. Apakah kamu menonton video YouTube?
Tuh nih, YouTube. Yes, nih.
No, sudah? Belum?
Oh, sih karena mau nge-vlog.
Apakah kamu suka video tentang sejarah?
Suka.
Suka? Saya punya channel kecil. Hobi saya membuat video sejarah. Letsjustwander. Sedikit sulit. Saya bisa menulis. Ya. Subscribe. Thank you. High five.
Satu, dua, tiga. Tas.
All right. Thank you.
Terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you, Mister. Thank you.
Kenal ini?
Oh, Mr. Beast. channel dia besar. Saya kecil. Hai, Ibu. Istri.
Ya, adanya
Nice to meet you.
Adiknya.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Thank you.
Satu, dua, tiga. Bi, kadin, kadin. Satu, dua, tiga. Sarangnya, Bi. Sarangnya.
Seperti drakor, no?
Oh, seperti pelakor.
Drakor.
Pada seksinya.
Hai.
Hai.
Halo. Hai.
Foto dulu.
Anak kamu?
Foto nih.
Dia?
Anak sama ini cucu, ini anaknya.
Cucu.
Iya.
Hai, cucu.
Hai, salam dulu, salam dulu.
Salim.
Satu, dua, tiga nih. Neng. 1, 2, 3.
Dia nih.
Kembali dah masih yuk.
Langsung tosok.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. Sarang hewan Cenawi.
Terus?
Kalacan. Terus.
Terus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does she want to come to me? Yeah.
Oh, di pangku tuh.
Digendong.
No.
Tidak boleh foto.
Boleh menakutkan? Maaf.
Orang Indonesia ramah-ramah.
Sangat ramah. Ya. Pertama ramah di bumi.
Iya.
Ya. Let's just wonder. Saya Eric. Eric. My name is Depak. Depak. Nice to meet you, Depak. Yeah. Thank you. Nice to meet all of you. Yeah, thank you.
Neng, namina naon?
Nice to meet all of you.
Ini semua.
Wow.
Tuh. Dalam.
Look, uang.
Oh, money.
Ya, uang dari
uang zaman dulu.
ya.
Ini zaman dulu uangnya ini ada. Ini uang zaman dulu.
uang keris.
Keris.
Look at all those.
Keris semua keris. Ada berapa?
Yeah, lots of blades.
Ini di sini ada ini semua ini. Ada malam Jumat sama malam Selasa Kliwon, Jumat Kliwon, Selasa
Okay,
Kliwon.
Tuesdays and Thursdays they light this. I guess it's like an incense to be holy for all these historical relics. Very cool. Thank you for showing me.
Terima kasih sama-sama.
Bisa? Boleh?
Bisa, Bos. Nanti suruh itu siapa itu yang jelasin buat saya.
Kopi Agalu nyaeta Senopati Ki Bagus Sutapura. Ya, Ki Bagus Sutapura. Betul, Ki Bagus Sutapura.
Awesome.
Ya, numutkeun.
All right. How are you? Apa kabar?
Fine.
Good. Thank you. Wow, I gotta say the energy I'm feeling here from everyone is super high. Everyone's real excited. I'm very excited to see this. Oh ya, saya sudah lihat itu di YouTube beda ya. Yeah, cool. This is it. Wow. This is it. Bagus Sutapura di dalam di sini ya.
Di dalam di sini yang Sutapura ini pusatnya, makom pusatnya. Semuanya ada 5.
Ada 5.
Ya, ada 5. Sunan pemulihan Kawasen, ada Syekh Abdurrahman, ada ini yang jaga satu, sebelah sana itu ada lagi, di sana ada lagi. Pusatnya ini yang
ini adalah pusat
ya.
Karena dia adalah
Ada
penting.
yang pentingnya ya, tokoh
Yeah.
pentingnya tadinya.
Okay.
Yang lain itu pembantunya.
Very cool.
Waktu perjuangan itu.
Dan makam Bagus Sutapura adalah di dalam
Ruangan di dalam bangunan.
rumah bangunan
Iya,
itu.
di dalam, iya.
Awesome. So this is it, guys. This is so what he's been telling me a lot of the information of around here, but basically inside this room is the tomb of Bagus Sutapura, right in there. All right, thank you. Photographer saya.